Tonight on NewsLink Indiana, President Donald Trump signed a crucial executive order today. Find out what it entails.
And a new performing arts center is coming to Ball State. Learn what facilities it may include.
Next, a safe driving program was held at Delta High School. Hear the stories of one local police officer.
Then the storms that swept across Indiana last night have left damages behind. See just how severe they were for one Northwest city.
And I am tracking rain chances this weekend. NewsLink Indiana starts now.
Local news about local people, live from Ball State Unified Media. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening and thank you for being with us tonight. I'm Aiden Murray.
And I'm Gavin Smith. President Donald Trump signed an executive order this evening to begin the process of dismantling the Department of Education.
This follows the agency announcing workforce cuts of nearly 50% earlier this month.
About 1,300 employees were laid off, with hundreds more taking voluntary buyouts. Shutting down the department entirely would require an act of Congress. But according to a Trump administration official, the president will direct Department of Education Secretary Linda McMahon to take the steps needed to, quote, return education authority to the states, end quote.
Within the last few weeks, you may have seen or heard some commotion on North McKinley Avenue. However, the sights and sounds of construction are bringing great things yet to come. NewsLink Indiana's Peyton Mucker got a closer look.
While construction may be something that most people find to be a pain, others see it as working to a better future. In this case, it is a sign of progress and moving forward. On November 14th, 2024, Ball State University held the groundbreaking ceremony for the upcoming Performing Arts Center and Cantio Hotel. With just a few months, progress can already be seen. These brand new facilities coming are one of the essentials to the Ball State University Village Restoration Project. Not only would this space be essential for Ball State Department of Theater and Dance students, but would embrace the arts of Muncie.
To open a facility like that and thinking about all of the students and faculty and alumni and supporters of the program who have come before me and come before us that have really worked so diligently and hard to make this moment happen. It gives me great satisfaction in knowing that all of the work was not for naught. It was actually worth doing.
With a whopping 65,000 square foot space, the facility holds an expected 160 performances annually. The theater facility would hold a 450-seat main stage theater, a black box studio for classrooms and performances, and state-of-the-art facilities and technology. Aside from the theater is the Cantio Hotel with 97 guest rooms, an American restaurant, a rooftop bar, and even a cafe. The facility is still on track to finish in the fall of 2026, and students wait anticipatingly as they take their move into the theater. Student Abby Robinson is just one of those students who can't wait to get in.
But from all of the things I've been hearing and just talking to my supervisor in the lighting and sound shop, as well as just other faculty in the DTO department, I'm super excited to see all the new technology we're getting.
Before the arrival of the new space, there are some expected changes on campus as well. Starting in the academic year of 2025 to 2026, student performances will be held in a new variety of spaces. Some of the spaces used would be Emmons Auditorium, the Brown Family Amphitheater, and many, many more. From that point on, facilities such as University and Strother Theater will be fully academic buildings, as the students will be adapting to the improved spaces.
Being able to move to facilities that will more accurately reflect the quality of what we do is a real exciting moment for all of us, and I think we're all just eager and earnest to sort of move to these new spaces so that we can ultimately give our students what they deserve.
Through the rumble and the rubble is a history that is soon to be embraced. In Muncie, Peyton Mucker, NewsLink Indiana.
If you'd like to find out more or updates regarding the new Performing Arts Center, you can look on the Ball State University website.
The YMCA of Central Indiana has taken giving people a fresh start into their own hands with their 45-day stay program. NewsLink Indiana's Ava Lenz has the story.
For some, finding a place to call home may be difficult now. That's why the YMCA of Central Indiana created the 45-day stay program. It's a program that is meant to give people a chance to get back up on their feet and to find their path in life. Corinne Russell was able to speak out about the program and what their goals are.
Becoming unhoused is something that can affect anybody at any time. So at least as long as they choose to reside here, we want to make sure that we can support them and in recouping the tools they need to live sustainably.
Individuals facing homelessness are given more than just a bed, but are also receiving resources and compassion. With the support of local businesses and volunteers, the shelter continues to be a beacon of hope.
We want to do all they can to get settled in here in Muncie, and that's something we can do because of the support we have from places like Ball State or Open Door, Aspire, and the relationships we have with places like Muncie Housing Authority as well, helping them kind of grow their roots down here.
45 days might sound short to some, but to those in need, it has the potential to be life-changing. In Muncie, Ava Lenz, NewsLink, Indiana.
If you or someone you know is battling with homelessness, contact info at ymcacenin.org.
Cleanup and repair are underway after an EF1 tornado touched down in suburban Chicago last night. There are no reported injuries, but the storm damaged homes in Gary, Indiana, uprooted power poles, and left power lines strewn across the ground. And it ripped the roof off an elementary school's gymnasium. District officials say they're grateful the storm hit after school let out for the day.
Wishing a speedy recovery to those affected by the tornadoes and all those strong storms.
Absolutely, and I'm just thankful that all of our areas, for our viewers and as of ourselves, were not affected by that storms.
Yeah,
but let's see what this coming week has for weather with Hunter.
Yeah, so we are tracking some rain in store, but right now those temperatures not feeling like spring since it is the first day. Sadly in the 30s, but the temperature difference 31 degrees difference, all because of a front that came through last night. But I am tracking outside of Cooper Science here. Cold temperatures tonight, but I got a steady warm trend ahead this weekend. But I am tracking rain to start off next week in my full forecast.
Coming up, a local school is taking action to keep teens safer on the road. Stick with us to learn what that entails.
Hey, boss. Okay?
Said I'm fine.
Put me to bed, see you in the morning. With the frosted Superman, but it wasn't on it. And we lost it.
You can talk to me.
It's been really, really hard for me.
Hey there, Hoosiers. Are you ready to give your child a head start on their future? Indiana 529 savings plans are a simple way to save for their education. Plus, there are some great tax benefits. The best part? It's not just for college. Indiana 529 can be used for tech schools, trade programs, apprenticeships, and more. Start with just $10 a month at myindiana529.com to help them reach their dreams.
I've always loved space and football. Growing up, some people told me I had to choose. But here's the deal. You can be great at more than one thing. And getting involved in STEM opens up your world to a universe of opportunities in life.
This is my time.
Get inspired and get involved today. There are STEM programs and science centers available in your community, so be sure to check out spaceforall.us to learn more and get started.
This is my time. There ain't no doubt in my mind.
Find your place in space.
This is my time.
Space for All.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
Welcome back. Delta High School hosted a program yesterday to educate students about the importance of safe driving. NewsLink Indiana's Cameron No went on campus to find out more.
Rule of Road, Choices Matter, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and the Sheriff's Department came together to educate students on safe driving.
Our goal is to reach them in every way possible, to explain to them how valuable they are, how much they have left to contribute to society, and how these small things that they think are nothing are huge. And by helping them do these things, we keep keep them alive.
2 officers started this program to educate students on the risks and pitfalls of unsafe driving. Students did activities that are found at Rule the Road events across the state of Indiana. Some of the activities include a rollover crash simulator, a distracted driving simulator, and a chance to walk the line with fatal vision goggles. Educating students on safe driving is extremely important. Situations that people think will never happen to them can change their life in an instant. Chris Sandy, a speaker for the Choices Matter program, shared his story.
And I cannot imagine what they've gone through. But they did sit down and they were very truthful with me. They let me know they did not feel like they could ever forgive me for what I did, which I understand.
Chris faces the challenges of what he did every day of his life. Chris was 22 and made a split decision to get behind the wheel while intoxicated, and now lives with the fact that he took a life. He uses his story to help educate others on the dangers not only for you, but for others on the road. After being dispatched to a crash, Officer Everett shares his experience.
And it was 2 high school students, and the one girl said, I recognized you, but I didn't know if this was the right time to say something. I remembered you talking about our seatbelt. I'm glad we had them on.
This program stresses that the choices you make can change your life in an instant. In Muncie, Cameron No, NewsLink, Indiana.
If you have a school interested in Choices Matter, visit choicesmatter.com to learn more.
And right now I'm tracking some cooler temperatures, but I do have some rain in my full forecast.
People want to define Gen Z, but that's our job.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital. I put out a forest fire. I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives and led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time. While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Did you know that 9 out of 10 Americans are sick of the divisions in our country? But there's one small step we can take to remember that we're still connected. All over America, strangers with different political views are coming together to talk about their lives, not politics, and discovering they actually have a lot in common. Because even if we don't see eye to eye, we can still talk, heart to heart. So let's talk, for a change. Learn more at takeonesmallstep.org.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Welcome back. Delta High School this morning also hosted a Drive Your Tractor to School Day.
Yeah, it was really cold outside, so it's the first day of spring. I know it was probably cool to kind of have your tractor driving to school. Did you have a tractor in high school?
I did not, and I was very shocked to hear about this event, and honestly, a little bit disappointed that this first day of spring was so cold, expecting a little bit of snow this morning as well.
I know, it was kind of annoying having to wake up this morning. I was like, I have to get my coat on when I'm going outside. And I know it's probably a little cold going in with your tractor to school. So
yeah, well, let's see what this coming week has for us with Hunter with weather.
Yeah, so thankfully I had some extra layers on still that I didn't have stored. I had stored in my closet. But look at those temperatures right now. It is 34 degrees in Muncie, a little bit warmer in Shelbyville of 41 degrees, and we'll actually start dipping down tonight, unfortunately. But most of our area here is actually starting to go into the 32, which is that freezing point here in our area. But that is a 31-degree difference from this time yesterday. And this is all because of a front that came through, bringing some severe weather in the southern portions of our state, and of course Gary. And thankfully, none of our viewing area was impacted by the severe weather, mostly just wind and heavy rain event from last night if you've taken a step out, or you could probably hear it from your rooftop last night. That regional radar, you could see clouds are starting to dissipate from our area. We had some lingering showers and snow, actually, which I did not enjoy driving and seeing those snow showers, especially on the first day of spring. With tonight, temperatures will steadily drop with a low of 27 degrees, winds northwest at 20 miles an hour with a gust of 30 miles an hour. So if you have any of those patio furniture, be sure to secure that because it will definitely blow away, especially tomorrow, but we'll start to gradually increase in temperatures. Again, those winds is a factor. It's a high of 54 by your evening commute, but with those gusts up to 30, you're definitely going to feel a little bit of a sting, not like those spring temperatures that we would hope for. We'll have a little pause with those wind gusts Friday in the morning, but with your afternoon, we'll have gusts up to the 30s to even 36 in Grant County. So those winds are a big factor with how warm it is, though, with the winds being from the south. But it will slowly start to exit the state heading when we get the rain in store. For Saturday, we'll have a high of 51 degrees with gusts up to 22, but we'll have some rain showers finally with a high of 56 degrees with those winds at 15 miles an hour. The precision cast with rain will have up to past a quarter inch in Muncie, with Shelbyville a little bit lighter amount in the rain. With that 7-day ahead, though, we got some nice pleasant Friday and Saturday. Those are your best chance to enjoy the weather before we have a transition of rain with a 90% chance with some more active weather pattern into next week in the 50s.
Well, it is very glad to hear that we're getting some warmer weather next weekend, but that wind is just too much to handle.
It is killer, and it's nothing comparable to last week. We were hitting 70s.
Yeah, I'm just really hoping that we'll have some fresh, nice air coming in with the spring temperatures.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you so much, Hunter. There's lots more to get to on NewsLink Indiana. Abby Urban has a preview of sports.
While local high school looks to make it over the final hurdle. All this and more next in sports.
Be right there. Wait. Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel. Then make sure it's cool.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Brushed up on some tips before we left. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Students who can read by the end of 3rd grade are 35% more likely to graduate. I'm Dr. Katie Jenner, Indiana Secretary of Education, here to tell you how reading 30 minutes per day can improve the trajectory of a child's life. Whether you're reading with your child or they are reading independently, this is one of the most important things you can do to help them succeed. So this school year, please encourage your child to continue reading. It's a small habit that makes a big difference.
Food isn't just fuel to live, it's fuel to grow. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. When people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger, and together we can open endless possibilities for people to thrive. Visit feedingamerica.org/actnow.
At night, NewsLink Indiana brings you the news before you go to bed. But Friday mornings, you're waking up with Cardinal Weather, bringing you up to speed on the day's top stories.
And giving you up-to-the-minute conditions from the Ball State Weather Center.
And of course, lots of fun.
I gave mine personality. Look, it's got eyebrows. Ooh.
My lucky glove didn't even work.
But I also am excited for those fall temperatures. Start your Friday mornings with Cardinal Weather, live on the Cardinal Weather Facebook page.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Abby Urban with sports. We're officially less than a day away from Ball State women's basketball team tipping off in the NCAA tournament. Our very own Max Robson is on the scene in Waco ahead of the tip.
Welcome to Waco, Texas. Some may come to the Lone Star State to do a little line dancing, maybe practice their square dances. Right behind me in Foster Pavilion, the Ball State Cardinals women's basketball is practicing a dance of their own. For the first time since 2009, the Cardinals are back at March Madness.
Words can't even describe it, honestly, but it's just, again, you dream about this as a little kid, and especially like being in a mid-major conference and just at a school, like you kind of get overlooked a little bit or underlooked in that sense, but no, I'm just glad to be here.
For the MAC Player of the Year and 6 other athletes on this roster, this dance will be their last together, and it means everything to the Cardinal Guard.
Oh yeah, I mean, it means everything. I mean, we've been kind of through the thick and thin. So I mean, it's just we had a goal at this beginning of the year, and we got together, and we were like, we have to do this. Like, this is our last go around, and especially like during halftime in the Toledo game, like we were in the locker room like talking like this is it. Like, we have to like keep our heads up and keep going, and something fired underneath Alex's butt, and she was on fire. So no, it's just. This team is just so tough, and we're just so grateful to have this opportunity.
The Cards look to repeat history once again as they were handed the 12th seed this past Sunday, just as they were 15 years ago.
The best thing about tonight is that we're a 12 seed. That's what we were when we went and beat Tennessee in the first round. So I'm over the moon that that's the seed that we are, because history is definitely going to repeat itself.
The Ball State squad will face off Friday night at 6 against the Ole Miss Rebels.
Go Cards.
For live NewsLink Indiana and daily news Ball State March Madness coverage all week, check out our Instagram at NewsLink Sports and website at ballstatedaily.com. In Waco, Texas, Max Robson, NewsLink Indiana.
Keeping it on the hardwood, the Boston Celtics are entering a new era, and it won't come cheap. An investor group led by William Chisholm is buying the NBA team for $6.1 billion. Chisholm, who grew up Boston North Shore, is a lifelong Celtics fan. The deal still has to be approved by the NBA's Board of Governors, but if it does pass, it will be the highest amount ever spent on a sports franchise in North America. This sale would give Boston its first new owner in more than 20 years. Taking things to the high school scene, the IHSAA boys basketball playoffs are in full swing, and for the #1 ranked Wapahani Raiders, expectations are soaring. NewsLink Indiana's Jaden Collins caught up with the team during their preparations for semi-state.
For many basketball teams across the state, the off-season has arrived early, but in the confines of this gymnasium in Selma, a juggernaut remains hard at work. The Wapahani Raiders have 26 wins to only 1 loss, and they have just won their 3rd straight regional championship.
They've stayed very consistent throughout the year. We don't have a lot of bad practices. We don't have a lot of anything that goes wrong. We don't have drama. We just have guys that show up that enjoy being around each other and the coaches and want to win, and it's fun.
The #1 team in Class 2A is looking to punch their ticket to the state championship for the 2nd year in a row. After falling last year to Brownstown Central, this year's group wants to end their season on a high note.
You know, when we come in here every day in practice and we see that runner-up banner on the wall, it's a good reminder of, you know, what we accomplished last year, but it's also a really good reminder of what we have to do to get back there and to get to the next level.
I mean, just wanting to be back at that same stage is really like eye-opening to us, wanting to get back and go win it.
To succeed at such a high level, the Raiders have relied on their brotherhood, which has been a cornerstone for the team during this incredible run.
We've just been playing together for a really long time, and we've just built a lot of chemistry up, and I mean, like, it feels like a family. It feels like playing basketball with your family. I don't know. It doesn't feel like just playing with any other team.
In addition to their support for each other, the Raiders also rely on support from a community where basketball is everything.
It just shows. It shows when we ride our bus into Selma and everyone's sitting outside and cheering us on and giving us high fives. It's amazing, and it's just really cool to see.
We played 50 minutes away from home, and we're packing stands, and everybody's coming out to support. I mean, it's really awesome to see. I mean, I think the community's a driving factor behind the team, and I feel like if they didn't show up, I don't think we would.
The team, along with the Wapahani community, will look to keep the remarkable season alive when they travel to Michigan City on Saturday for semi-state. In Selma, Jaden Collins, NewsLink, Indiana.
Ball State women's basketball plays tomorrow. Aiden, Gavin, how are we feeling, you guys?
I'm feeling really excited. It's just so great to see so much success from Indiana basketball. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think the significance behind the number 12 seed for them is kind of a cool thing in itself.
It's their lucky number 12,
Yeah.
so we're hoping for another win tomorrow against Ole Miss.
We're really looking forward to it. Thank you so much, Abby.
Of course.
Coming up after the break, say wee wee to this popular dog breed.
And we have one final look at your weather. Don't go anywhere.
Yarr! All I wanted was my treasure, and I wound up with a lawsuit from my neighbors! And a belly full of regret.
Thanks, Salty Pete. What a powerful dig story. Okay, great class, everybody. Before we go, let's stand and say the safe digging pledge. Shovels don't know right from wrong, but I do. And I'll always contact Indiana 811 at least 2 working days before digging. It's the only way to dig.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here.
Wait!
What?
I can't drive.
Why?
My.
Oh.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
Ooh la la! The American Kennel Club is out with its list of the top dog breeds for 2024. Have a look at this. The French Bulldog reigns supreme as the most popular purebred dog in the U.S. for a third year in a row. The nonprofit says the Frenchie now occupies a solid place as, quote, America's sweetheart. It describes the breed as great companions for all types of people. Its popularity has soared more than 400% over the past decade, spiking in the AKC's rankings from 47th to now 14th most popular. Rankings are based on the number of purebreds added to the American Kennel Club's registry in a given year. So, really cool. It's a sweet story, too, to talk about dogs. I know at home, my family has a little miniature wiener dog. Her name is a Cocoa Bean, so I love pets.
Yeah, I think Frenchies are an amazing breed, but I am kind of biased to the boxer. 2 wonderful boxers at home, and you know it is great to have.
What are their names, first of all? What are their names?
Scout and Chelsea. It's very uplifting to have such a positive story, especially with dogs. I feel like everyone loves dogs.
And Hunter, it's a little cold out right now to probably be walking the dog.
Yeah, you might want to wait until the weekend actually to start walking that dog. I mean, we got some nice weather at least for Friday and Saturday with temperatures in the 50s, but we do got some rain in store Sunday, which is our warmest day of the week of 56 degrees. But those cool lows, unfortunately, 34 and 38. That's not a time in the evening that you probably want to go walk that dog, but we'll have some rain Monday and Tuesday as we start to slowly get back up into the 50s for the next week ahead, hopefully having some dry weather in store.
Yeah, do you think we'll see the 70s anytime soon again?
We'll get there eventually, okay?
Well, how about this? Potential for snow at all? I don't want to see any snow.
I hope there's. I think after today, first day of spring, I don't want to see no more snow flurries again.
I definitely do not want to. I got rid of all of my winter clothes. I'm already ready for spring. Well, thank you so much. That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to tune in tomorrow morning at 8 for our sister show, Waking Up with Cardinal Weather.
And for news anytime, anywhere, just go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night and stay safe.